This is the second part of the GuruScan demo for Social Now. As I mentioned in the previous video, it's based on the fictitious Cablinc company by Ana Neves of Knowman, specifically made for the Social Now conference. If you are not familiar with Cablinc or with the case, please check that out. There's a link in the description so you can get into the case before you dive into this GuruScan demo. I'll be referring to some of the characters in my demo. So let's go in. In the first part, we showed you how to make a new topic and how to quickly render a lot of people together in the company to make some innovating projects happening. Now we'll dive into onboarding. Anne had a very, very bad onboarding experience, and also some junior engineers had some very bad onboarding experience. So now there's a new employee in the company, Newton McNewbie, and we will see how his onboarding experience would look like in the GuruScan. Of course, there will be more onboarding activities than just the tool, but we will show you how the tool can assist in that process. Anne has been so good because she felt her onboarding was below par, so she made sure that onboarding was immediately into the GuruScan application. Well, you can see the tag onboarding, and if you click that, you'll dive into all the onboarding topics. But in this case, Newton, because he's a technician, so he's a engineer, so he knows that he's been hired for his knowledge on oscilloscopes, so he dives into that first, and he immediately says, well, I'm an expert in this topic. I really want to make sure that that's found for everyone. That's actually one of the biggest and most important things to do if you are an expert in something. Also, if you're just new with a company, make sure that you immediately put that up so that other people in the company, more senior people like Lisbon Senior, can immediately find you. She may think, well, how does this Newton think he's an expert? He's just here. But that triggers conversation, and that makes sure that experts get to meet each other and get to collaborate. Well, one of the most important things here is, of course, that so you can find the expertise and you can see who knows what. In this case, Newton is also triggered by Steve McCreasy from production because Newton thought that Steve worked already for quite a while with Cablinc, so clicks on the profile and sees that Steve is indeed the head of Cablinc production already for a long, long time. But Steve's profile is only made up out of recommendations by others. So Steve has never, ever entered his own knowledge level. This is, of course, a very common thing that happens. People do not respond. People do not fill out their knowledge profiles. One of the big benefits of having these recommendations in place is that still Steve has done nothing to build his knowledge profile. Still, in this case, Newton can have a really good idea of what Steve knows. Steve knows about a lot of batteries. He knows about ISO certification. He knows about quite some cables. He has some knowledge on oscilloscopes. He knows about a couple of the customers, and that's about Steve's profile. And in this case, we still know, and Newton knows, so he can still find Steve for the knowledge that Steve has without Steve actually being active in the knowledge inventory himself. And that's, of course, completely in line with the case. Steve was more or less the bad guy, and he didn't really contribute to anything. And he also felt that he was being overruled by some of the other people in the company. Well, going back to Newton's onboarding, quickly go into the onboarding, and he sees, well, a topic called onboarding new employees. That's more or less spot on. That's what I need. He can see that it's specifically mentioned that he should get a mentoring buddy. We'll look into that later. Oh, great. There's also an online onboarding mural board. So for those of you not familiar with Mural, go check that out. It's a really cool online whiteboard tool, but that's something that he will check out later. For now, he'll just quickly look at who's there. Hey, and that's his friend, David Pink. He already knew David because David is also in engineering. So quickly check out David's profile here. Ah, cool. David is also into cycling. He didn't know that yet. And Newton is also into cycling. So that is even more cool. He already knew David from one of the job interviews he did, but now he definitely knows that he's going to have a chat with David, both for the onboarding and indeed also for the cycling. So going back again to the tags with onboarding. Oh yeah, mentoring. He will check that out later. That should be really good. And there he sees, oh, that's really cool. There's someone on top mentoring, got 8 recommendations and is indeed an expert. And it's Gerard McRetired. It's actually a retired employee who came back to solve the fire in the factory. So when the machine was broken for a fire, and actually Anne made sure that when Gerard came back, that he was really connected to the company. Gerard was really pleased with all the praise that he got, and actually complied with being available for coaching and being available for some troubleshooting and knowledge sharing. So that's also why Gerard, as a retired employee, still is findable in this expertise locator and can still be retrieved, can still be connected by any one of the employees in the company. So that's really cool. And as Newton, I may even consider to contact Gerard for mentoring, because of course he's not connected to anyone in the company, so he can probably give me real good advice and really good mentor me in my development. Well, next thing I'll check out is a little bit of the history of Cablinc. Again, let's have a look. Oh, it's Gerard again, so it looks like a really good guy also for sharing some history stuff. And Jasmine is really good. I also saw her. She's the assistant to the CEO, so that should be cool. Sam McCable. Sam's name is always coming up, so he's indeed a really central guy. So probably need to be talking to him as well. Hopping back to the onboarding part very quickly and checking out some of the company values. Oh yeah, John McChief, who's the chief indeed, like the CEO. He made a really inspirational vision on video. It's on YouTube. It's on the internal website as well. I already saw that, so I was really inspired by that. That actually made me go work with this company. So let me just quickly check out open communication as one of these company values. And hey, well, oh, I'm actually a bit surprised here to find, well, there's someone here who's not working with the company, but indeed, as you may know from knowing the case, that's Joe McChetty, that's the predecessor of Anne, and she's actually just moved away and she went to work somewhere else. Still, she's in the knowledge base, but I'm actually really surprised not to find the CEO here. That's weird. He had a great vision. He could really well pronounce that in the video, but he's not listed here with this specific company value of open communication. That sounds a bit weird to me. I would really wonder why that is. So let's quickly check out the knowledge network. And indeed, if you look at the knowledge network, you can see the different people in the organization, and you can see how they are connected to the different knowledge topics. So the people all have their profile picture, and the topics are all in blue, different topics there. And you can see that John McChief, indeed, he's completely on the side of the knowledge network. So he's, well, I wouldn't say disconnected, but indeed, he's literally sort of sidelined in the company. He's not one of the central people, and he's not really well connected to lots of different knowledge topics. If you quickly look at Sam McCable, he's really well connected to lots of different knowledge topics. He really holds that whole organization together. Same goes for Jasmine in a bit of a different way. Sam is the technical guy, keeping the whole technical domain together. Jasmine more the organizational part, so keeping the organization together. And I would say together, those two would be the backbone of this organization. Together, they cover like everything and everyone. So that's something that I can now, as a Newton McNewbie, already see straight away. Well, now I get it. John McCheeve is a pretty inspirational guy. He's really good at making this YouTube video, but maybe not so involved in the actual organization. So that's actually a bit of a bummer, but we'll work around it. I'm now going first for this for the cycling. I still wanted to check that out. I could search it in the knowledge network as well. I was able to find it here. Can see the different people who are connected. Hey, they even have a Strava group. That's great. So check out the details of the knowledge topic. And indeed, I see my friend David Pink, who I also spoke to in the process of getting hired. I see some more people in there as well, so it's great. I will just go on and sign up for this Strava group and make sure that I join my peers in their cycling to work. So that's about it for new to McNewbie, how he managed to structure his onboarding. He got some information on who to connect. He could find it all really quickly, even whether these people were not working with the company, but still could bring some value for this onboarding process. Well, now very quickly jump to the main character, Anne McClear. And as you've heard in the previous movie, she held a knowledge booster. A knowledge booster actually brings about many different knowledge topics for a specific team. So what you can do is, if you want to do something, Anne had the job of making a new comms plan for the Turkish factory. She spoke to a couple of people that may have been knowledgeable, and actually now within 1 minute she will be starting up this knowledge booster. And indeed, you can see that she pulled in a couple of the people that she needed. So John Wright and Peter Change, Joe McChatty was even available, her predecessor, Jasmine and Sam, because they rule the whole company. Bad from communications. Teresa, also customer support, and Louise McGeek from IT. So she pulled in these people to make sure that she can really get to all the relevant topics that she needs, references to other people, knowledge recommendations, their expertise, and then really make sure that she gets in all the relevant knowledge for this communication plan for the Turkish factory. Well, I will not be demonstrating the whole knowledge booster, but if you want to know how that works, make sure to check the connection in this video. We from GuruScan host open booster workshops once a month, sometimes twice a month. So if you want to, make sure that you join one of these, and then you can experience how such a knowledge booster works. Yeah, we can see the knowledge booster should have been started a minute ago. So, hey, I got to let you go. We'll start the knowledge booster here and make sure that Anne can really kick off this comms plan. Make sure to subscribe for a knowledge booster if you want, or contact us directly on the Calendly link, also in the description to this video. Bye-bye.